Hello, everybody, and welcome to our coverage of the 42nd episode of the Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu TV series, Day of the Dragon. As per usual, I am joined by LJ and once again, Takumanuva. Welcome.
Oi.
So,
LJ, what was that there?
Well, he said Day of the Dragon. I'm just adding an S onto it.
Is it Day of the Dragons?
I don't know.
It should be.
Spoiler alert. Okay.
To put it
Okay,
in the
come on.
words
If
of
anyone
EXX, I
is-
gotta search this up.
Yeah, if anyone is dumb enough to watch this without watching the episode prior, they're going to be like all of our early Chima commenters going, "Where's the episode? Why haven't you posted the episode? Shut up! Stop
That's not
talking!
true.
Post the
I
episode!"
would imagine there
Okay.
are people that exist
Okay.
that watch our coverages that don't actually watch Ninjago, and they just watch them for the commentary. And they get the gist of the story by your recaps. There are,
Wow, what a bunch
I
of
would imagine
losers.
people do exist like that.
But it
Well,
is Day of the
as-
Dragon, singular. So take that.
No,
LJ.
I know. I'm just telling you what
He
it
was
should
making a
be.
bad joke. Okay.
His life is a bad joke.
You know what? Your face is a bad
Okay,
joke.
guys, we got business to take care of. LJ, recap this episode for us, please. Thanks.
Your business is a bad joke. Okay, so episode starts off with the intro we are all going to miss very, very shortly. And we see the ship in front of the island, or one of the ships, is being sunk. We're being Titanic. We're being treated to Titanic already.
That is
Basically,
not even close to the same thing.
it's being Titanic.
The
It's a
Titanic,
ship and it's being
the
sunk.
Titanic crashed into an iceberg. This was deliberately sent to the bottom of the ocean
How do you know
That is
the
not even
iceberg wasn't
close.
deliberately placed there?
because I'm the one who did it.
They're-
Okay, now
They're
continue.
destroying the transport routes off the island. Go on.
Yeah. Okay, restart. So, we see the island, and we see that they are sinking one of the ships, specifically the Master of Jungle. I mean, nature. And they've basically taken all form of transportation from the island and destroyed it. So they try and figure out their next game plan. They're all talking, chatting, talking back home. They can't find Chen pretty much anywhere. Meanwhile, jump to another section. We're in a cave, and we find Knuckles and Bones and the two skeletons. I mean, what are these guys' names? Kapow and Wow?
Chop.
Kapow and Chop, which are a very sad replacement for Skelly and Bones from
They're
Clutch
not sad.
Powers.
They're great.
Not
they're
even
wonderful.
close. They're nothing compared to Skelly and Bones.
So
I'm sorry,
we got
I'm a little
Kapow
jaded
and
about Clutch
Kapow
Powers
and
still.
Wow. And they're chatting it up. They're like, "Oh man, we're in the inner circle and we're hiding. We're guarding Chen's daughter," and she's all chained up against the wall, and Chen's flipping out. And what's his name? Clouse. Yeah, Clouse is bemoaning the loss of his pet snake, which apparently did die. One of the few on-screen
Wasn't a
Ninjago
snake, it
deaths.
was a serpent.
Yeah, whatever. So they're trying to figure out what to do next, and Klaus has an idea based off something Chen said. Jump once again back to the cave, and Kapow and Kawao are guarding daughter. Chen comes, and he realizes all that they really need is the daughter to perform the spell. They have all the elements there in her, because she has all them, because she absorbed them all. So he releases her, tries to coax her into helping him. She says, no, flips out, jumps around, uses her powers, and gets the heck out of Dodge. Kawao and Kapow obviously failing at trying to capture her. So they all get right out the gate, and by gate, I mean cave entrance.
Hold up. Before you
Cut
go on,
once again.
I
Right.
got a bone to pick with this scene. So, Klaus and Chen are talking in the place where his serpent died, right? In the torture chamber. Well,
Mhm.
why aren't the ninja looking there? It's not a secret place. That's where they were held captive. Kai was in there. Nia was in there. Garmadon was in there. They know it's part of Chen's tunnel
Isn't-
network that he would probably go to
Isn't-
hide.
Isn't the idea of the episode the fact that the ninjas were so comfortable with their lead as it
No.
were, that they're not putting that much effort into finding him?
No, I think they said they were searching everywhere.
And
At least Nia
the kind
was.
of the theme of the episode was don't rest on your laurels
exactly.
just because you think
They're
you're
not
winning.
resting on their laurels. He was just cautioning them against doing such a thing. But anyway, go on.
Sure. So I believe next the Master of Mind gets a message from what's her name that she's escaped. So everyone gets their act in gear and they get in all their machines and start looking around. We get a very brief but funny scene with Darth, the Brown Ninja, regaling stories of his grand conquest, how he had the power of the world in his hand with the helmet of darkness, whatever, back from the Stone Army thing, which is a nice callback. And it notices that everyone has left. Everyone gets in their respective machines and starts hightailing it. They start looking around for all sorts of people. Well, in the midst of all this, Zane falls down a hole. Not a trap door, but just a hole. Because they were going so fast. So he falls down a hole and everyone keeps on going. But then he starts having visions of the aforementioned ice dragon. Ooh. And he gets all scared, but Pixel's saying, there's nothing there. I'm not seeing anything. You're just imagining it. And Zane says, no, it's there. So cut to another chase, and everyone's racing around the entire jungle and forest. Clouse and Chen are out and about. Kapow and Kawow and Kalam and Kazam, they're all out too. They're all running around the forest, all willy-nilly. Well, Cole gets into an aerial battle, and Garmadon and Clouse are on top of the, who's it? What's it called, Meso? The big drill thing?
Cole's vehicle. I don't know the exact name off the top of my head, LJ. Do you want me to use Lego vehicle terminology? Fine. Cole's Ultra Striker. There we go. Made up name.
So the giant flying drill thingy. So they're battling on top of that, and Klaus is like, only one can remain. And Garmadon's like, no, we're both going off. And boom! Like sucker punches him right off the thing. And they both are falling through the sky. And you hear like the flapping up as they kind of like punch each other, slap each other, whatnot. And they both hit the ground and die.
That's what should have happened.
Here we go. They hit the ground. They start fighting. So then we cut back over to, what's her name? Laura Croft?
Skyler.
Yeah, Skyler. I can't believe I forgot her name. She's racing around all over the place. She finds a dead end. She seems trapped. All hope is lost. But no, she uses her powers and kaboom! Huge explosion.
There's some very nice flight sequences with her and Kai. They have to do lots of tricks and sneaky maneuvers like using your powers to camouflage yourself and whatnot. Great.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive. One thing this episode does great is the action and the cinematography and the usage of powers in creative ways. It's fantastic. So she finds Kai, and they start doing all these tricks and whatnot, and they seem to get away. They put the guard down because all seems nice and peaceful. Wham! Kapow and Kawow capture them with an anti-power net.
Chop, LJ.
Yeah, slice. So they actually capture Skyler and Kai. Cut back to the fight between Garmadon and what's his name?
Clouse.
Clouse. Yeah, German guy. I'm sorry. So many names.
It's a great fight sequence.
And they're actually having...
It's a great fight sequence.
This is probably one of the best fights in this entire show. It is incredible. I just want you to go watch it. I want you to pause this video right now. Go watch it again if you haven't already. This is an incredibly dramatic fight, and you're not sure.
Whoa, go watch it again if you haven't already.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
I'm sorry, I'm talking so quickly.
Next thing you know, he's going to be like, I could care less.
He does that all the time.
No, I always say I couldn't care less, dang it.
You do now.
Carry on with the
didn't
recap,
always.
LJ. Quit getting us off
Yeah,
track.
LJ.
Right. So, great fight sequence. Very dramatic. You're not sure what's going to happen. But Garmadon manages to prevail and chucks Mr. Sauerkraut into the cursed
Rip in
realm.
peace, Klaus.
And that it's fantastic.
You were a good villain.
Yeah, You were the one who did not remain. Nah, I didn't. I had it earlier. Fudge. So, Garmadon says something witty and quick and then goes off. Well, then we cut back to Zane, and he's still freaking out about the ice dragon. And Pixel tells him, it's okay, it's not there. It's only your fear. Well, then Zane comes to terms with the fact that he is not the ninja of ice. Which is not true at all. He is still the ninja of ice, but he's like, I'm the
He says he's not
titanium
the white
ninja.
ninja. And at first, I was very
Is it-
confused about this, but then I went back and rewatched the scene, and I finally got what they were trying to imply. And I don't know why I didn't understand it the first time. I could be wrong about this.
What?
This is just my interpretation. That's not original Zane. If you've ever watched Red vs. Blue, this is an Epsilon church situation.
Yeah, they did mention earlier that he wasn't
He
Zane,
said
that
he was just a
just
copy,
rebuilt.
and that's what he was anxious about. I'm just a copy of the White Ninja. I'm not actually the White Ninja.
Which, to me, doesn't make any sense, because the original, actual Zane was just re-downloaded into...
We theorized.
The computer.
We never actually saw what happened. We only theorized that's what happened. Everything
Pixel
we
said
saw
pretty
happened
early
off
on.
screen.
But we heard Pixel say, you rebuilt yourself.
Correct.
So hypothetically, wouldn't that mean he just rebuilt himself after he got blown up?
Caboose rebuilt a body for Epsilon Church.
Yeah, but that's not him rebuilding himself.
Doesn't matter.
It totally
Nope.
matters.
Just because
If I chopped off my arm and then I rebuilt my arm, that's my arm.
we do not know the effects going into the Digiverse could have had on the Zane personality. He could have completely fractured. He could have split apart completely. Something could have happened to him, and like he was in control of himself, and he built a body. Then something happened.
My
after
head
that.
hurts.
Yeah, basically, all I was trying to say was I finally got what they were going for, and that's why he's been acting so like different and weird. I think, and it was a very nice scene, very introspective.
Absolutely. So, continuing on, we cut back, and everyone seems to have captured the guards, except for Kapow and Chop. I got that right,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
No, it's
Okay,
Kawow.
Yeah, I know. Kawow and Slice. So, they all reconvene, but realize that Skyler, Kai, and Zane are all missing. Cut back to these really weird-looking crystal caves, and here we have... Here we have Chen, Skyler, and Kai, who are chained up, but apparently can still use their powers. And Kawow and Slice sitting here retelling the spell. And they actually successfully pull off the spell.
Finally.
And here's what the spell does.
Finally.
Yep, episode 42 out of 44, and the spell has finally been enacted.
We finally get the villains.
What the spell does, it transfers anyone with the tattoo of the Anachondri into an Anachondri. So Skyler and Chen and Kawow and Slice and Garmadon. All of them.
Yep.
They all get transformed, and all the troops get transformed because they are super strong Anachondri that break out of all their restraints and starts attacking everyone. And this is a really cool scene. They all are pushed back into the what is it, the fortress?
Yep.
So,
Got a bone to pick with this scene.
So
Go
do
for
I.
it.
Why?
well,
Okay, you go first.
I have a feeling we're about to say the same thing.
I doubt
so
it.
Go ahead.
But I'll say it anyway. Why do Chin, Skyler, and Garmadon get to keep their normal faces,
That's what I was about
but
to
they
say.
just become purple? But everybody else.
I mean, they get the tail,
But everybody else.
but other than that, they just turn purple.
Anachondri heads.
yeah, even
I was about to
Kapow and
say-
Slice.
I was about to say the spell doesn't work as well on anybody with a name,
Then
but
again, I suppose it's.
Kapow and Chop lose their heads,
I suppose it's possible.
as
Anyone
does
that's,
whatever What's the name of the Mohawk?
Izor.
Izor, yeah.
So
That's
I was
him
gonna say
too.
maybe it's just anyone that's wearing one of those Anaconda skull helmets would get transformed into the head, but Shin's wearing one too, so whatever. Go on.
Yep. So more antics with Kapow and Slice. And Kai breaks out and frees Skyler, and they get away. And the two of them are going, well, what do we do now? And Shin's like, forget them. We don't need them anymore. We're good. So back at the fortress, everyone's trying to keep everyone at bay. Swords are flying through the door, and it's like, oh no, what are we going to do? Oh no. And everything stops. The pressure against the door is gone. Excuse me. Everyone gets on top of the stinking thingamabob, the wall, and finds out that they're all taking the only forms of transportation off the island, which are the hovercraft, or flying cars, or whichever one Keeney and Kahi agree upon. TTV and tight joke no one's going to get. So they all fly off, and all hope seems lost, because they're off to Ninjago. But then, what's this? Zane! And he's back! On a flying elemental dragon. And he explains to everyone, you all have dragons, as long as you face your fears. Something to that effect. Basically, what Garmadon was telling Lloyd very early on during the parachute drop. And then, in what I initially believed to be the greatest Deus Ex Machina in the world, they all get dragons and start flying to Ninjago City. And that's where it ends.
Welp. I don't know about you, Takuma. This was probably my favorite episode of the season. Up to the finale, which I have seen and you haven't, which was also really good. Because here's the thing, just so everybody knows. We actually watched all these episodes in bulk, and we're recording our coverages as we go along. Takuma has yet to see the final 2 episodes because we haven't got them in HD. LJ and I were like, well, we just gotta watch them, and we watched low quality versions of episode 43. But, Takuma, what'd you think about this episode before I get into my thoughts?
I mean, yeah, so it was, I don't know. It was decent. I didn't actually find it all that interesting. I mean, now what you said about Zane and the whole Titanium Ninja thing, I guess I can kind of get that. I never really noticed he was acting that different. I didn't get this whole I'm not the real Zane vibe. Maybe I just missed something.
You didn't. It was very underplayed. He's been a very non-character this season.
Because my criticism was going to be that he's all, I'm the Titanium Ninja, and then I was going to be like, okay, you're the Titanium Ninja, and we know nothing about what that actually implies by the end of the episode.
That's what I thought the first time I watched it. I did not get that scene. I thought he was...
after what you said, that make sense.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I really enjoyed a lot of aspects. It had humor, great action scenes, very well choreographed. The Clouse versus Garmadon fight was excellent. Skyler and Kai's trek through the jungle was great. Zane's whole spiel, that was cool. It advanced the plot. I've been complaining in these coverages about how I wish they would just get to the point with the Anaconda and just give us these villain characters instead of random cultist mooks. We finally gotten to that point. I'm very happy for that. And, well, I don't know, I just really like that Skyler was cool. This is the first episode where I could get behind Skyler as a character. She's been kind of annoying up until now, but she got a lot of screen time and it kind of helped.
I'm hoping there's more to that thing about Kai's and Nia's parents than just, oh, we're going to trick you by saying we know something.
Yeah.
Because if that's all it turns out to, well, I guess you know for sure whether or not that's all it turns out to be.
Not really.
If that's all it turns out to be, then lame.
We will cross that bridge when we come to...
There better actually be something there. You know, I'm sure this is never going to go anywhere, but I really do have to wonder what the implications of all this has on the Ultra Agents theme.
Nothing at all. It's just a cameo.
Yeah, I'm sure. but which kind of drives me nuts because I gotta have my continuity.
Nah, this isn't Lego Movie or Clutch Powers, Takuma. What do you take this for? Inter-theme continuity? Who needs it? They're just references.
Although, I really want to be able to really specifically get a good look at each individual dragon.
They appear in the next episode.
'Cause-
You can see them there.
Okay, because it just seems it was kind of hard to tell, but it seemed like several of them kind of looked similar, and
I think they were all just palette swaps. Could be wrong about that though.
and because some of them don't exactly look the way I was expecting them to. Like, I might need to get a better look because the only video I had was kind of blurry. So I really want to get a good look at specifically the dragons of speed and mind. Because I was just like, how do you visually represent?
I swear, I think they're all.
I mean, I could.
Well, no, I just went back and looked. They're not all the same. They do have certain traits that differentiate them, certain spike patterns. But I think they're all built off a certain. Oh no, wait. The more I look at them, yeah, they are distinct. You're right. Okay.
Can I also point out something else that is technical and nitpicky, but
Go for it.
I'm going to say it all the same. These are not dragons, they are wyverns.
Fair enough, Takuma. Fair enough.
Once again, for those who don't know, dragons have 4 legs and wings on their back. Wyverns have their wings as their forearms. I know, like, again, that is something nitpicky and doesn't really make a difference, but
Yeah.
gets on my nerves.
Well, I don't know. When LJ and I watched
I'm OCD about it.
we were very initially skeptical of the dragon thing. It reeked of Deus Ex Machina. But upon
it
further
does.
thought, this isn't really Deus Ex Machina. What was Deus Ex Machina was Lloyd's dragon. It makes sense that the rest of them would have a dragon if Lloyd has one. Because I remember when he first used it to call upon the golden dragon, I thought it was ridiculous back in when he fought the Overlord. And then, when he could still do it, even when he lost his golden powers and all, it was just a green dragon now. I kind of cringed at that. But okay, all the elemental heroes
suppose,
have the
yeah.
power to generate one. I can get behind this. However, as the seasons have gone on, Lloyd has become less and less of a special character. You notice that? All
I
of
definitely
his
noticed that.
uniqueness is being stripped away. Bit by
Wait a
bit.
minute. My bad. Some of them are dragons. Sorry. Just had to put that. Some are dragons, some are
Okay.
wyverns. Continue. But yeah, Lloyd is...
He's lost his golden powers. He just doesn't seem like he can handle himself as well as he used to. He got wrecked when he fought Jin.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind him not being in the spotlight as much
Agreed.
because, I mean, if the show was all Lloyd all the time,
He
it'd be
works
annoying,
far
but...
better as a supporting character, backing up the other ninja than being front and center.
Yeah, I don't know that I like the idea that he's, like, not the Golden Ninja, though. I mean...
He's not. He divided up his golden power to give all the other ninja elemental powers. Which, in hindsight, doesn't really
rather-
mesh with the whole retcon of, oh, they're all descendants of elemental masters.
Yeah, I wish he was... I'd rather he was still the Golden Ninja.
Meh. Well, Elder, what do you think about this episode?
Loved it. It is the episode that made me think, what the fudge happened to this show? That fight sequence between Garmadon and Clouse was so dramatic. It was totally unbecoming of any Lego show I've ever seen. It was the one fight scene out of this entire thing that had me sitting on the edge of my seat going, this show has already taken so many leaps and jumps, I don't really honestly know what's going to happen now.
I thought the fight with Lloyd versus the Overlord when he was a dragon was pretty good. That was very dramatic.
Yeah, but you knew what was going to happen. You knew Lloyd was going to win. This,
Very unpredictable.
I just didn't have any idea. And you know what? Later episodes only solidify the fact that you really can't be too sure.
Yep. So, Ninjago.
So I really enjoyed it. But
Ninjago.
the whole thing you guys mentioned with the faces, That is kind of peculiar.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, the snake faces? Yeah. Took me a second to remember because we were talking about dragons and stuff. Well, okay, that's pretty much it for our coverage of episode 42 of Ninjago, Day of the Dragon. Only 2 episodes left.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
Here's hoping
Woohoo.
Takuma can see them soon, and we'll be back to talk about them when they, are posted. Thank you all very much for
Indeed.
listening. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.